Good morning, everybody. I'm Eureka John, and you're at Eureka Street Crypto, broadcasting live from Leander, Texas. It is 7:34 in the morning on December 4th, 2021. Yep, this is my video blog, and I do this every single morning, and I just talk about something new that I've learned in crypto. It's my morning brain dump. That's basically what it is. And yeah, it's a Saturday, so I'm broadcasting a little later than normal. Normally I get up before work and I'm doing this around 5:30 in the morning, but I give myself a tiny bit of reprieve on the weekends, Wednesdays when I work from home and whatever. So anyway, I was trying to double up the streams and broadcast on Float and YouTube at the same time. I'm still working on some configuration details and stuff like that, so I wasn't quite able to do that. So I'll be playing around with that probably tonight. You might be seeing me come on tonight and mess around with some stuff. I mean, it's all about this process that I'm learning. I talked about it yesterday, my entire process for getting all this stuff set up, and how I've been just learning little bit by little bit over the past year, over a year now, on how to do all this stuff, and just chipping away. It's just like creating a block of wood and creating something out of it. Just do a tiny little bit every single day. And yeah, it sounds like the kids are up. So I'm going to have to just rush through this episode this morning because, the circus has come to town. Yep, that's what happens in the morning whenever I broadcast later, because then the kids get up and, you know, I generally have to jump up and make breakfast and do all types of stuff. The day gets rolling. That's why I get up so early in the morning. And it's yes to get up before work, but also to get up before the house gets up, because then I'm on duty as dad too. So all right, let's see what we have here. Let's go to the old CoinGecker and see what's up. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm not shilling anything, except sometimes my own bags. But, I only jump into projects that I like, too. So let's see everything's low right now. Well, except for Ethereum. But Bitcoin, yeah, it's not doing too well. As you see, you can't really see the little graph over there on the side of here. I'll pull that out so you can kind of see it, man. Look at that. Pow! Just like fell off the cliff. I mean, a lot of the coins did, so... yeah, it happens in crypto. I mean, I've been in this crypto game for at least seriously at least a couple years now. Started in 2018, but yeah, I've seen some dips. March 2020. Last September was kind of a dip. We had a dip last May after a really crazy bull run. So I mean, whatever. It's just another Saturday in crypto. So it's what happens, but new people, when they get in the space, they're just like, whoa, their minds are just like, their face is melting off. They can't stand the volatility, and it's just what it is, right? So, oh man. So yeah, Bitcoin's at $56,991.69. Yeah, okay, down 3.2% over the past 7 days, up 1.6% in the past 24 hours. Yeah. Ethereum's at $4,601, doing pretty well. A Binance coin, I mean, it looks like it went up last night. Let's see what happened with Ethereum last night while I was asleep. Yeah, having some crazy dreams and stuff. Let's see here. So down 14.7%. Let's see where you at. So all-time high. Okay, yeah, it's still at November 10th, 2021. Since it was at 4,600, I thought that maybe, I don't know. So at 24-hour high, 4,652. 7-day high, 4,770. So it almost touched the all-time high within this past week here. So not quite, just the tip. So, yeah. Anyways, let's go back to the old, I don't really care about looking at the charts all that much, I just kind of just check them out real quick and just move on about my day. Actually, I think I will. I think I'll just move on. There's a lot of other stuff I'd rather talk about than charts. I've been saying lately, I'm into Web3, not crypto, and I love everything that is happening in this space as far as Web3 is concerned. To me, it's like the new internet. It's the internet coming out in the 1990s all over again, and there's so many new developments. And right now, price just doesn't seem to matter because it's all going up and it's all exploding outwards. It's yeah. yeah, yeah, it's just a total primordial stew of a whole bunch of new stuff right now. So, anyway, so yeah, I bought another NFT yesterday. I've been kind of on an NFT streak lately, buying just impulse buying these NFTs. I bought some rainbow rolls that help wipe away medical debt, and they've been given to Giveth and Gitcoin projects as well for public goods. I bought NFTs for the Hip Hop Hub that's helping to create musician and artist communities and stuff like that. So I mean, I like NFTs, but I like them to be attached to something good. And yesterday I talked about the free Ross Ulbricht NFT Genesis collection that's being auctioned right now on Super Rare. And that's to help prisoners and their families deal with the stress of a key member of their family being in prison and being able to, and struggling financially and stuff like that. And also to help Ross Ulbricht get out of his life sentence just for creating a website called the Silk Road. That the feds didn't like. They don't like anybody to be able to, because people were trading all types of stuff for Bitcoin. A lot of drugs going on, but a lot of other stuff. I went on some old the Wayback Machine that you can look at, old websites that are no longer there. And I looked at some screenshots of the old websites and stuff of the Silk Road website, and there was a lot of other stuff being sold on there besides just drugs and murder for hire. I wonder how many of the actual cases of like murder for hire were on there. And then the feds and the people, the critics, just used that as the example to show why he should spend life in prison. I mean, he wasn't doing that. I mean, he created a website that allowed open and free commerce to happen that was outside of the realm of all types of regulations and stuff like that. That's what they didn't like, and that's what they're making an example out of for. So, yeah, I had those up there yesterday. Check out yesterday's episode if you want the details, because they're doing an NFT collection now that will help get some clemency for Ross Ulbricht and to also help out other prisoner families that are in there either unjustly or with too harsh a sentence and stuff like that. So non-violent crimes and things like that. So anyway, this other NFT that I jumped into yesterday, it's called Crypto Titties. And this is the NFT I bought right here. It's a little mime, and you can see the boobs. So let's go to the website and Crypto Titties NFT I think it's .io. So let's see here. I guess I'll find out real quick. Who knows, when you put in anything on the internet and you just kind of wait for the search to happen, especially if it contains the word like titties or something, you might jump into a surprise. So, oh, let me see here. Yeah, my daughter Chloe, she was telling me when she was like 8, and I made her first email account, and she was just exploring the internet on a where I was working at the time, and she searched her name, but she put in cute Chloe. You can only imagine some of the stuff that popped up, and she said she told me this when she was home for Thanksgiving. I didn't know this, and she's just like, that's when I realized, and I kind of got de-virginized as far as the internet was concerned about everything that's out there that I really needed to kind of watch out. So yeah, don't search cute Chloe. Especially if you're an 8-year-old girl at the time she was. Okay, so anyway, I posted it here in gm.xyz. This is they're trying to create an Ethereum-based social media site here, and they are doing it. And my name, eurekajohn.eth, is on there. So I posted it right here. Here it is, cryptotittiesnft.com. So let me go to this website. This has been a really cool social media site. I've been just kind of experimenting around in here as well. I talked about it a couple episodes back. So check out gm.xyz if you can. So here's the website, cryptotittiesnft.com. And you'll see why I aped into it. It is. I mean, it's funny, but it's also a public good. So Crypto Titties, an NFT created by Twitter user Ashley D. Can, turned into clothing and other fun things. 50% of all profits go to the American Cancer Society. So those who pay in cryptocurrency get a small discount. So yeah, look at that. Look at that. Oh man, hold on. Let me open up this window so you guys can see the whole thing. Yeah. Fun stuff, man. Yeah. I'll make it rain for this, so. All right, so let me just get everything up there so you can see it. Elmo's World. All right, so you can tell I just spend too much time watching kids' cartoons. All right, so where it all began, the breast stories started as a joke that turns into a titty-lution. I started making Crypto Titties NFT as a way to have fun and shake up the NFT marketplace. After a bit of success, I decided I wanted to give back by donating to those with breast cancer and other cancers, of course. NFTs should have a purpose, and I absolutely agree with that. And that's why I've been jumping on the bandwagon with the NFTs lately, because before I was just like, dude, it just seems like, a blatant, just kind of gluttonous, um, rich people throwing around money in the face of like these crypto punks going for a floor price of $1.64 million, which to me is insane, and these bored apes that have absolutely zero use case, except just to flex your money. It's like the new Lambo of 2017. Everybody was buying Lambos from all this ICO money. And then now it's like everybody's flexing these bored apes and these crypto punks and stuff like that. And it just seems extravagant and pointless and just kind of it's a little irritating, just like, there's a lot of really people that could use that money, and people throwing it away on just some NFTs. So at least if you're going to throw it away on NFTs, throw it away on something that is giving to something. And that's why I like the rainbow rolls. They're given to wipe away some random person's medical debt. And then here, this is started off as a joke. It turns into a titty-lution. Started making Crypto Titties NFT as a way to have fun and shake up the NFT marketplace. So give back to donating to those with breast cancer. So that's awesome. So I only want to own Crypto Titties as my NFTs. I am eccentric like that. And so Rocket Astronaut says that. So anyway, you see here. So you can pay in Doge or Bitcoin. It's over on OpenSea. Let's check out some of the collection, the Crypto Titties NFT collection. I bought number 215 yesterday at the floor price of 0.15 Ethereum. Now the floor, I think, is at 0.19. So yeah. So let's see here. So the volume traded 61.9 Ethereum, and that's a lot of money. So at $4,600, let's see here. So let's just say 4,600 times 61.9. That's $284,740, and if 50% of that goes to, I mean, even just say 25%. So yeah, $71,185 is going to breast cancer research, so breast cancer awareness. So the very first Crypto Titties pixelated, 25% of all sales go to breast cancer awareness, 250 to be in the collection, all hand created by the original artist. So here's just some examples of those NFTs. This cheapest one here is the little sailor one, 0.19, and then they're going on up. I'm going from cheapest to most expensive. A lot of there's what's that? A Bride of Frankenstein here. We have it looks like Ariel, the mermaid one, clown one, and they all have like their cleavage with maybe a nipple. There's one for breast cancer, the one titty. Let's see here. Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty funny stuff, but at the same time, it's doing some good, and yeah, I like that. So a little Frankenstein one, a lady with glasses, a Zelda warrior. So so let's see. Let's scroll all the way down. I mean, let's see what the ceiling is, what the most people are, and there's always that person that will be like, I'm gonna charge 1,000 Ethereum, but well, one could only hope that somebody would just be like, yep, I want to support this. And it's not even just about the NFT. I mean, it's not, it's about, helping out, and because breast cancer is a serious thing. So definitely, I'm glad to see people are doing something like this. 100 Ethereum right here. There's the Pepe the Frog one. The Bitcoin laser eyes for okay, so they're getting to the ones that aren't for sale now, that aren't up. Here's 100 Ethereum. Yeah, that's the most expensive one. And Yeah, it's got some. I don't know what artist that's trying to imitate after, but yeah, cool. Oh, hold on, let me go check my YouTube chats. Oh yeah, what's up, Robert Richards? Thanks for jumping on. So the American Cancer Society has not cured anything. Not a good charity. Okay, well I did not know that. So I'll have to look into that in detail. So anyway, the new internet equals theta and T fuel. Yeah, Theta and T Fuel is pretty rad. I've been having some issues streaming on Theta and lately, and I think it has to do with my configuration. Um, so I've been messing with that for a while. It's been like 2 months now, and I can't ever get a smooth Theta stream. So I've had to go to YouTube. I've gone to Float.app and just some other ones for the time being until I can figure out what's going on with Theta. Anyway, so let's switch subjects over here. I wanted to go over here to Badger. Um, if you don't know what wrapped Bitcoin is, it's right down here on the CoinGecko standings at number 17. Wrapped Bitcoin, as you can see right here, it's at the same price. Well, it's actually cheaper than Bitcoin. Oh no, what is it showing? Bitcoin at 47,200. Damn! Did it just drop 10,000 while I was sitting here talking? Or did I not refresh the screen earlier? So let's see here. So wrap Bitcoin at $47,410. I don't think I refreshed the screen. I can't imagine it would drop $10,000 in just that short a time. So anyway, so Bitcoin is way down. Let's see here. Yeah, so Badger DAO got hacked, and so what a lot of people are doing is they are taking their Bitcoin and they're locking it up onto, well, previously it was WBTC Cafe, and then now it's BadgerDAO, and so they're doing is they're calling it wrapping, but essentially they're taking their Bitcoin and they're locking it in a smart contract on Ethereum, and then from there they're able to use, and they get these WBTC tokens in exchange that represent their Bitcoin on the Ethereum blockchain. So they can then take those WBTC tokens and plug them into DeFi platforms like Compound and like Aave and stuff like that. And then they can go plug them in and earn some interest, yield farm, or do whatever they want to do with it, yeah, because there's a lot of interest earning opportunities on several blockchains, not just Ethereum. Once you get on blockchain layer ones with smart contracts, there's a lot of possibilities to earn a lot of money. However, there's also, I mean, no blockchain is as secure as Bitcoin. And so that's why the problem a lot of Bitcoin maximalists have with Ethereum and other layer one blockchains is they say they're centralized, but I mean I think there's several blockchains that are nobody's as decentralized as Bitcoin, but as decentralized as needs be in a lot of cases. So if you want to make some money besides just having the token appreciate in value, you got to use smart contracts, and the way to do that is if you to wrap up your Bitcoin and put it on there, and then go use all those smart contracts in the DeFi platforms. BadgerDAO is how you would do that here, unless you're going to like BitGo, but you have to be like some large custodian player to do that, and I certainly can't use BitGo for sure. So I would have to do it through BadgerDAO. So you go in here and you lock in your Bitcoin, and then you get the WBTC tokens, and you can swap them around or do whatever you want to do. So let's see here. It's a new to DeFi. It kind of explains it here. Let's see here. Badger Bridge right here. So let's take a quick look at that. I'm not that familiar with Badger, so I'll have to be honest about that. I'm just kind of I was 3 days ago looking for WBTC Cafe because it had been a while, and I was kind of explaining wrap Bitcoin, and I was like, they said, you can use the WBTC Cafe website for if you already have stuff wrapped up on there, but any new transactions will need to be done on Badger. And I was like, wow, man, because I'd only heard of Badger and I haven't really used it, and I still haven't used it. So Badger Bridge is a core product of the BadgerDAO, managed in collaboration with the Ren protocol. It allows, so Ren protocol ran WBTC Cafe, Ren VM. So it allows users to bring Bitcoin from Bitcoin blockchain into Ethereum and to receive REN BTC or WBTC token. REN BTC and WBTC are fully collateralized representations of Bitcoin on Ethereum, meaning they are backed one-to-one with Bitcoin and can be swapped back into Bitcoin at any time with very low slippage. REN BTC and WBTC may then be deposited into set vaults to earn yield, used as collateral on other protocols, swap for different tokens, or any of the hundreds of other uses across DeFi. So the bridge has three main functions. To mint, brings Bitcoin from a Bitcoin blockchain and outputs either REN BTC or WBTC on Ethereum. Mint and earn brings Bitcoin from the Bitcoin blockchain and deposits it directly into one of four yield earning set vaults. Or three, release converts vault positions REN Bitcoin or WBTC on Ethereum back to Bitcoin on the Bitcoin blockchain. So you can go both ways on the bridge, just like crossing over to Mexico. Just make sure you don't get too drunk over in Mexico and you come back with nothing. All right, so I did that many times in high school, going down to Matamoros on spring break. Right, yeah, you're at South Padre Island and you're only 20 minutes from Matamoros, and you're like, should we drive over there? And you're like, yeah, sure, why not? You know, making great decisions while you're on spring break in high school and college. So all right, so let's connect to this website. But before I do, I wanted to show you this post here by CryptoCat, and that's the reason I'm talking about this. I'm not talking about this to teach you about bridging Bitcoin and wrapped Bitcoin. I'm talking about this to show you this exploit that could possibly happen and to kind of warn you about exploits. So with the latest Badger exploit, let's talk about Metamask approval hygiene, a thread. CryptoCat.com. I love this thread. I mean, this is you definitely need to know what's happening. So know what you are approving. Check the approved address yourself. Don't trust the site's UI, user interface. Take the address manually from the MetaMask data and look at the contract on Etherscan. So right here, it gives a little screenshot, and whenever you go onto a new website and you open up the app and it asks you for permission. Or whenever you're doing a new token for that website to use it, it asks you permission to use it. So right here, give permission to access your wrapped Ethereum. And so by granting permission, you're allowing the following contracts to access your funds. It shows the contract right here, and then you can edit the permission. So he highlighted that, and I'm sure a lot of you guys recognize this. So I certainly do. So don't blindly just approve these, is what his point is. So permission requests, right here, if you go down to the data, you can highlight right there, and it's kind of tucked away in there. Look where he's highlighted after the zeros and before the F's and the data on the function approve part. So knowing what you're approving, check the approved address yourself. Don't trust the site's UI. Take the address manually from the MetaMask data and look at the contract on Ethereum. Things to pay attention to at this point. Is the contract brand new? Who deploys it? Or on Etherscan, sorry. Is the contract brand new? Who deployed it? Where did the funds come from to the deployer? Is it a proxy? Number two, know how much you're approving. Never approve more than you plan to use. You can always approve more in the future. Yes, it costs a few bucks more, but so is the psychological help once you will get rugged. You can approve on it, but be careful about doing those infinite approval requests. Approving a transaction, gas has been high, and that sucks. Other blockchains, the gas is not high, but you should still not do infinite approval either. So even regardless of whatever the gas cost is on whatever blockchain you are, don't give infinite approval. So permission request. So right here shows uniswap.org may access and spend up to this max amount, and you can edit that max amount. So let me go back to there, and then let's see here. So it gives you the permission. So it gives you the power to edit that amount. Dang it, everything's shutting down on me. Okay, so all right, and then here you can put the custom spend limit. So never approve more than you plan to use. You can always approve more in the future. Yes, it costs a few bucks more, so is psychological help once you get rugged, right? Okay, so instead of the proposed approval limit, just here, click on the radio button that says custom spend limit, and then whatever you plan on spending during that transaction, you can make that the max limit. So or maybe a tiny bit more, whatever you want to do. But don't do infinite approval. um, let's see here. Approvals are per token. So if you approved wrapped Ethereum on some shady contract, only your wrapped Ethereum is at risk due to that approval. Be extra tight with your approvals on proxies. You're not only approving the current implementation, you are also approving the next implementation and the next implementation and the next implementation. And then number 5, quarterly review of all your approvals. And they give this website revoke.cash. And this is a really great website. So go over each approval, verify if it makes sense, see what it is, what is less of a hassle, revoking the odd approval or migrating all tokens to a fresh address. So no need to revoke tokens you don't have anymore and don't plan to use in the future. If you're doing an infinite approval, you should have a good reason for it. It should not be your default. So not sure what an infinite approval looks like. It looks like this. So he gives a little screenshot, and so full transactional details, and then it has all these F's after that. So just look down at the data, and I'm obviously new to all this as well. I don't know Solidity. I'm just trying to dig in and learn more and more about smart contracts and about the smart contract view on Etherscan and stuff like that. So as I go along here making these videos, I'll continually add stuff out there and try to show you as I go along. But here's this revoke.cash website, and I connected one of my wallets here. So it shows you ERC20. Let me just turn this off. ERC 721, so NFTs as well. So it gives you the option to check out both. So you can revoke the contracts on those. So filter out unregistered tokens and filter out zero balances. And I'm waiting for this to refresh. But I had it pulled up earlier, and it's probably lagging because I'm sitting here live streaming on my computer. So okay, so it's showing me right now just some random tokens. So let me filter out unregistered tokens and uncheck that. And then let me filter out some zero balances, and I can revoke unlimited allowance to Uniswap on let's see, AGIX. Let's do that. Revoke, and then and the Metamask window pops up, and it's allowing me to revoke that. So this revoke.cash is a good way to go in and just kind of clean up your mess, because a lot of times whenever you're in the heat of things and you're aping into stuff and being a total Chad, to use the lingo of the Zoomer crypto generation. Now it's I'm rejecting permission to access my AGIX. Anyway, so yeah, you can go through and adjust all those right there. BadgerDAO got hacked. I wanted to get back to this part of it. On Wednesday night, someone drained funds from multiple cryptocurrency wallets. So someone stole $120 million in crypto by hacking a DeFi website. That is a huge amount. Dozens of wallets were drained before BadgerDAO could freeze its vaults. So this is why I understand the Bitcoin maximalist point of view in a lot of ways, and people who have reservations about decentralized finance, about the more insecure blockchains outside of Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency is a risk right now. We are going west, and it's not for everybody, right? There's a lot of work to be done. So you kind of have to assess your own risk tolerance. And this is why I'm trying to educate myself on things like smart contracts, on things like in Metamask as well. Metamask is just like rife with all types of holes where people could hijack you. On Wednesday night, someone drained funds from multiple cryptocurrency wallets connected to the decentralized finance platform BadgerDAO. According to the blockchain and security and data analyst PeckShield, which is working with Badger to investigate the heist, the various tokens stolen in the attack are worth about $120 million. So while the investigation is still ongoing, members of the Badger team have told users they believe the issue came from someone inserting a malicious script in the UI of their website. For any users who interacted with the site when the script was active, it would intercept Web3 transactions and insert a request to transfer the victim's tokens to the attacker's chosen address. Because of the transparent nature of the transactions, we can see what happened on the attacker's pounce. So the blockchain is transparent. PeckShield points out one transfer that yanked 896 Bitcoin into the attacker's coffers, worth more than $50 million. According to the team, the malicious code appeared as early as November 10th as the attackers ran it at seemingly random intervals to avoid detection. So DeFi systems rely on blockchain technologies to let crypto owners perform more typical finance operations like earning interest via lending. BadgerDAO promises users they can rest easy knowing you will never have to give up private keys for your crypto. You can withdraw anytime you like, and our strategists are working day and night to put your assets to work. This protocol allows people who have Bitcoin to bridge their cryptocurrency over to the Ethereum platform via its token and take advantage of DeFi opportunities they otherwise might not have access to. Once Badger became aware of the unauthorized transfers, it paused all smart contracts, essentially freezing its platform, and advised users to decline all transactions to the attacker's address. So right now, I wouldn't put anything up on Badger if you were thinking about it. I actually was thinking about it a few days ago when I was sitting here looking up WBTC Cafe and talking about wrap Bitcoin. I was like, yeah, maybe I could take some of my Bitcoin and put it up on Ethereum. Yeah, but yeah, after seeing this, I'm like, I'll side with the maxis on this one, the Bitcoin maxis. So the Thursday night, the company said it has retained data forensics experts, Chainalysis, to explore the full scale of the incident, and authorities in both the U.S. and Canada have been informed, and Badger is cooperating fully with external investigations as well as proceeding with its own. One of the things Badger is investigating is how the attacker apparently accessed Cloudflare via an API key that should have been protected by two-factor authentication. While the attack didn't reveal specific flaws within blockchain itself, so it wasn't even Web3, it managed to exploit the older Web 2.0 technology that most users need to use to perform transactions. Multi-factor authentication systems protect our accounts against many phishing schemes or bulk credential stuffing attacks. Still, experts have repeatedly warned about targeted phishing attacks that can bypass it, while toolkits to automate the process have been available for years. An FBI notice in 2019 called out criminals' growing capabilities to bypass multi-factor authentication and suggest changes or training that could make such attacks harder to pull off. So just because there's two-factor authentication does not mean it's safe, folks. So, yeah, and especially don't do the whole phone number thing. Like, like where it texts you, oh, yeah, that's not safe. I mean, so I've been guilty about it. I mean, I'm not sitting here, like criticizing. It's convenience is where things slip up. The more convenient it is, a lot of times the more attack surface it is. So be careful about convenience. So one commenter with Badger's Discord summed up the situation that's saying all the blockchain/smart contracts in the world and people lose $120 million to a Cloudflare API leak by a sloppy team where a dude passes a new approval to his contract in the site header. We still have a long way to go. A member of the team said, I'm sure we will have some mitigation procedures proposed after this. And then what funds can be recovered and how those affected will be made whole is still unknown, but for anyone living in the world of crypto, blockchain, and Web3 apps, it may ultimately be on them to learn how approvals, signing, and transactions really work and keep an eye on them, particularly when millions of dollars in holdings can disappear in an instant, even while managed by one of those most security-minded teams in DeFi, as Badger refers to itself. That was a little jab. So anyway, there's insurance protocols. Nexus Mutual is one of those. So Nexus Mutual is one of those. There's some other ones. Insurace. There's a few other DeFi insurance protocols in place, but Nexus Mutual is the biggest one. And the Defiant wrote an article here. DeFi insurer Nexus Mutual weighs whether to pay out on BadgerDAO hacks. So if you have Nexus insurance and to cover your DeFi, I don't know if they're gonna help you out in this situation. It's funny how insurance agencies, when something happens, are always kind of like, yeah, no, they find some technicality. So, in the aftermath of the $120 million hack of BadgerDAO on December 1st, Nexus Mutual, the insurance protocol, will not pay out to people who bought coverage if it was a front-end attack, according to the project's Twitter. We're waiting for full details from the BadgerDAO team, but this appears to be a front-end attack. And via the Cloudflare API on the Web 2.0 side of things and the two-factor authentication. So, right? So Nexus Mutual said if this is confirmed as a front-end attack, BadgerDAO's smart contracts were not impacted, so it wasn't a smart contract attack, and this would not be a covered event. Oh man, a front-end attack is carried out at the user interface level rather than at the level of a project's smart contracts. BadgerDAO is a Bitcoin-focused DeFi protocol. Okay, so yeah, a lot of these insurance protocols cover smart contract exploits, nothing else. So you got to read the fine print. So loss events. The insurer's announcement irked many, as someone who spent years suing insurance companies when they failed to pay valid claims. Color me shocked, absolutely shocked that insurance on the blockchain is the same old story. So yeah, man, putting lipstick on a pig. The insurance industry is the same anywhere you go. They all claim to be different. Yeah, so Nexus Mutual hasn't officially confirmed that coverage won't be provided, as they are waiting on the post-mortem from the BadgerDAO team. Brave New DeFi, the marketing lead at Nexus Mutual, told the Defiant. So loss events like rug pulls, compromised wallets, and front-end attacks have a high moral hazard and cannot be covered, said the marketing lead. That's got to be a tough job for the marketing lead right there, is to have to deliver that bad news to a bunch of angry people with pitchforks. So if and it continues, if they were, it would be easy for users to game the system. So front-end attacks, rug pulls, compromised wallets, and front-end attacks have a high moral hazard and cannot be covered. If they were covered, it would be easy for users to game the system. So Brave New DeFi said, in theory, a person working on the protocol could inject malicious code into the front end, buy Nexus Mutual coverage, and then drain the user's funds while also collecting an insurance payout. So yeah, it's a sticky game, man. So as a result, Nexus Mutual doesn't cover front-end attacks. So, should I continue? I need to get on with my day here. But in other words, Nexus Mutual doesn't categorize front ends as protocol code. So, yeah, Nexus Mutual overview reads, claims should be paid when users of the protocol suffer financial losses due to failures in either the protocol code, economic design, governance, setup, or oracles. In other words, Nexus Mutual doesn't categorize front ends as protocol code, presumably because developers outside a project's core team can also spin them up. So anyway, yeah. There are devs working on decentralized front ends, which theoretically should be hard to hack. Home screen is a product which allows users to save versions of apps front ends. Oh, I'll check that out. This means that each user owns their own copy of the app and is in complete control of version updates. We see this as particularly necessary for the DeFi space for additional security and control over access to decentralized protocols and smart contracts. But really, using a centralized front end for DeFi is like going to a nightclub with no fire escape, he said in a separate tweet. It's fine until it's not, and then it's really not fine. So, I mean, I guess the overall moral of this episode is to be careful. We are still in the Wild West. Learn to read, learn the ins and outs of Metamask. Learn to read smart contracts on Etherscan if you can. Yeah, it's... There's a lot going on and a lot to learn. I was pulling up before all this. Let's see, dismiss. Let me just show you real quick how to get the contract address whenever you are running a swap. So let's just pretend swap some ETH to some bank tokens. Confirm swap. So I guess you can't see this part of it. Let me pull up this display. Let's see here, video capture, display capture. Okay, I don't know if you can see this, and it's taking a while, and my MetaMask is not pulling up. Anyway, at the very top of the MetaMask, I'm not going to waste a bunch of time doing this. Okay, so confirm swap. And I'll let my MetaMask pop up, which is doing, and I think you can probably see that. Okay, so at the very top, let's go. It's taken forever. Okay, swap. And swap. Confirm swap. Okay, so let's let my Metamask pop up. Well, okay, so it's probably because I'm streaming and it's lagging and it's taking its time. So I'm not gonna sit here and try to mess around with this. I need to get about my day. Um, so anyway, it pulls up there and it shows a little arrow over to a little piece of an address. You just click on that address and you copy it, and it will take you over to Etherscan. And here actually this is what's from previous before, and this is the smart contract right here, the address that popped up at the top of Metamask. So you can go look at the contract for yourself. And there's all these tabs right down here. And here's the contract tab. And then you can go down here. And the more you start to learn about Solidity and about smart contracts and stuff like that, and there's lots of videos out on YouTube that teaches you how to just kind of basically read all this stuff. You don't know how to code. You don't need to know how to code, but you can look at things to look for that will tell you that it's a legit smart contract. You can find the audits in here and stuff like that. You see how long the contract has been written and been out there. So yeah, I'm in the process of learning all this stuff right now too, so I can't sit here and tell you intelligently about all this stuff. So anyway, I just thought you might want to know that. All right. That being said, have a good Saturday, and I have more stuff to talk about tomorrow. I have an entire backlog of stuff. Thanks for jumping on, people. I see there was actually some decent traffic today, so yeah, I appreciate it. And thanks, Robert Richards, for jumping on. And yeah, I'll look into the American Cancer Society and see. I mean, with a lot of the big charities, there is like United Way is rife with corruption. So is you know, those people that bother you on the street all the time with the clipboards. Yeah, there's so much corruption in all those. So yeah, Red Cross I know has tons of corruption. So yeah. All right, man. Thanks, Ross Eaton. Thank you too. All right. Well, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. All right. Bye.